Hello, everybody. Welcome to the lab. This is episode 49, and I'm here with Cody and special guest, intern Seth. How are you guys doing today?
Good.
Pretty good.
So, intern Seth. Basically, Seth is the man behind the lab social media. He is now the man behind editing these podcasts. So, we wanted to kind of introduce him because, he's going to be around, and I think it is important that y'all get to know, who he is and what he's all about. He's been on this podcast before, but Seth, so tell us a bit about yourself. What kind of passion do you have for the lab social? No, I'm just kidding.
What's making memes?
For a second.
It's not that serious. Seth, welcome aboard, and tell us a bit about yourself and your journey, what you do for those who don't know.
Yeah, so I don't remember my episode number, but go listen to it. I'm just kidding. But I used to be pretty chonky, and then Cody tried to help me one time in like 2018, and then I quit because I wasn't ready to stop being chonky for real. And then a couple years passed. Yeah, and then I got like some health issues, and I was like, shit, you really gotta get your shit together, my guy. So I went back to Cody after a few months of plugging away on my own, lost a bunch of weight, competed in summer shredding last year, so October 22, and now I'm gearing up for potentially, hopefully, probably, I'm willing it into existence NPC debut in the next couple of years.
Nice.
Yeah.
Awesome. So, fellow bodybuilder aboard.
Yeah. And Seth was also in our wonderful Olympia adventure. He just didn't get to come on and talk about it, but he was there witnessing it all with us, being awkward in Vegas because it was terrifying for us.
It was a lot, man.
Actually, Seth was the least terrified of all of us.
I've been there before. It was probably...
It was just like a lot of people.
So much happening.
Everywhere you go, it was a lot of people. So it was interesting. But
I'm good at hiding when I'm overstimulated, so I just kind of was like, well, that guy's definitely peeing over there. and then I can tell this story.
My lady.
I know. So we're walking, and I just feel this something metal clasp around my dainty little wrist, and I was like, well, that is a sensation that I've never felt before. And a weight proceeds to pull me back, and I look, and there's a very sexy cop. I don't think she was a real police officer. I don't think the
uniform was the one that Ronnie Coleman wore when he was a cop.
Yeah, dropping it low, but yeah. So she's telling me something, but I'm just in pure panic mode, as I think a lot of people would be in that situation. And then both me and Cody are pretending it wasn't happening. I think Cody was the only one who
It's like, if you pretend, she'll just, go away, right?
Yeah. But then eventually, I think we got like a block, and she was like, honey, I can't let you go. We're connected. Like, it's a key. Like, you have to stop walking. And in my mind, I'm like, I'm going to be like a coyote and gnaw this fucking arm off so I never have to make eye contact with this woman. But then she tried to get me to take a picture with her, and I said no. And I was like, please let me go.
And Cody abandoned you.
I was... No.
He yelled for Maddie.
I did not abandon anybody. I was still there. Like, I was walking alongside Seth, just waiting to yell for his wife, because I'm like, I'm not going to do anything. Like, I can't do anything. I don't think we got her attention until it was over.
And dude, I told my dad about that later, and he's like, I don't see what the problem was. Was she attractive? And I was like, I don't know, Dad. I'm a simple little guy, and I did not like it. Did not like it. Did not consent.
That's probably the type of guys she gets the most from. So, I mean...
So that opens a whole other can of worms. I remember sitting in the hotel that night talking to Teresa, like, she profiled me, dude. She looked at me and said, that tiny little bald guy, he's gonna be like, guys, I was picking up hella chicks on the strip. Never live that one down.
Or is at least willing to pay me to get off this thing off.
Oh, you think I look like I have money? That was a lot.
Oh god, that was so funny.
She was wearing like a winter coat, so she had to really like commit.
It was over like your coat too. Yeah. Like she just went right over your coat, and I was just thinking, I'm glad that was not me, because I would probably, I'd probably just stand there like a moron and be like, help.
I would have called my girlfriend, like.
I called my wife. She did nothing. She kept watching. Like, I don't know what she needed, but this woman will think I'm dying if she hears me cough in another room. She's like, "Are you okay?"
Oh man,
priorities.
Well, now that the Olympia is over, there is the Arnold, which only Kel is the one that's blessed to be going to that one, because you're literally right where the Arnold is.
No excuse.
I wish I could go, but money and stuff. But it might still be worth having a little watch party, and then we can talk about that, kind of how we did an overview of the Olympia, only with Seth this time, because he can't just not bring his computer and microphone.
yeah,
that's okay. We'll just do the little bit of the Arnold talk. I'm real excited to see it. I know all the pros are starting to get in town already, and I work out at the gym downtown, it's like pretty close to the convention center where the Arnold's held. So I know Brig Grammy's already been there. Sean Clarita was there already. Dino was there already. So I'm pretty excited to see who comes in.
Well, what do you think about? I don't know. Who do you think is going to be like top picks?
I think Samson will be up high, and I think Dino will have it in classic.
Yeah.
That would be embarrassing if he didn't. It would be like because he came in just I don't know, like how Terrence did.
Yeah, he would have to fuck everything up,
or like not make weight or something
right.
Something real dumb. Yeah, because I think that Derek will do well, but I don't see him beating Samson either. I think it'll be
who?
Derek.
Derek's not competing.
He's not competing. Yeah, he's gonna be there.
Why is he still? Hold on.
He's got to go be at a booth.
Yeah, he's going to be...
Oh!
If Derek was competing, I'd be like, he's going to win for sure.
Yeah.
No, he's not on the official list. He's just like going to be there as, physically going to be there. Because he's got the...
he's going to win from the Evagen booth.
Yes.
He's going to Kanye West it.
I mean, I feel like everyone's giving him shit about not competing and saying he should have competed, but honestly, I get it. I don't. He's not in it for the money. Everyone's like, that's an easy $300,000 or whatever. But he just like got a pretty good chunk of money from the Olympia. He's obviously not struggling for money. So he wants to be in this long term. He's going to take care of his health, and he's going to play it safe and do what he needs to do to improve to actually win the Olympia next year. And I don't understand why everyone finds that so confusing, to be honest. I feel like everyone is just like, he should have done it. He should have done it. And I'm just like, I think he's going to do what he finds to be like the most responsible, like the best for him. People are like, he's not doing it because he knows he can't beat Nick, or he knows he can't beat so-and-so. And I'm like, I'm pretty sure that's not a thing. I don't think that's the only reason he wouldn't compete, but whatever. I don't know.
I also think that like they moved the Olympia up a month, and that's like something to take into account. Like, not only is like they don't get a long off season, so if they want to get back in for the O and do any kind of growing, they're going to have to be like on top of it. Adding a show in the middle of it doesn't really make sense to me at all, to be completely honest. So I don't understand really why anybody who does well or who has their eyes on the O wants to do the Arnold, to be honest.
Yeah.
So
yeah, unless they were, unless it was a situation where they already had enough size and they didn't need a massive amount of improvements, then I could see, yeah, that's easy money. Go for it. But in his case, he probably does need a little bit more size in order to win next year. So I think it's smart if he's not hurting for money and that's not the only thing he's going for. I think he's just set on being Mr. Olympia, and that's fine. I would love to be Mr. Olympia, so I would probably make the same call. So whatever.
Makes sense. Makes sense to me. I don't know, but I'm very excited to see it. I'm going to see the pre-judging for the guy, for the open people, and then I'll see classic finals, and 212 pre-judging as well. I didn't buy Saturday night tickets because I'm cheap and can't buy two.
Well, we can.
And I'd rather see Dino win.
We could do the pay-per-view watch party, and then we could all discuss later.
Right. That'd be fun. But
who else?
Excited. Hopefully they have more free shit than they did last year.
Hopefully they have more free shit than the Olympia, because that was like zero.
No free shit.
They had bags that my wife
and energy drinks.
Service. Yeah, the postal service was fucking like, you guys want a backpack? And my wife's like, yeah, I want a free backpack, but we'd already left. And I was like, you don't even like that we're here. You're just tolerating this. I'm not going all the way back. I could believe I got this. She wanted one. I'm like, I'm sorry. Another bag.
Who else do you think? Let's say, who do you think will be top three?
I think Rami will be up there if they fixed what he had happening, possibly. I don't know. I think I have a hard feeling that the judges aren't going to let him be top three. I don't know.
I think it's possible, but I think you'd have to make more improvements that you can make in such a short amount of time. Maybe I'm wrong, because, size tends to always get, the priority. But I think I'm just biased. I just don't like his physique, so I can't really say.
I don't like his or Nick's, to be honest.
Yeah,
but,
same.
People's champ. I don't know. You don't love the people's champ?
Yeah, I don't know. I can't get behind it. I think Andrew Jack will move up.
Yeah.
Dude is a showman.
Huh?
Dude is a showman. I'm so entertained by that guy. So same. I'm kind of seeing it the same way. I'm hoping that Rami doesn't place top three, because I feel like it will make. I don't know if this makes sense, but it will almost like lower the Arnold's the prestige of it. I mean, obviously it comes beneath the Olympia, but just to be like someone who was so clearly I don't even think Rami should have even placed after seeing him up against everyone else and not just on Instagram and stuff. Regardless of what we said before, his back was so fucked up, and it continues to be. And I was actually shocked. I at first thought he wasn't competing at all, because I saw a video from him, I think a week ago, and he doesn't look anywhere near ready for the stage, I thought.
I was thinking that too. Yeah.
I don't think so either, but they always seem to award mass.
Yeah.
I mean, he was still as high as he was at the O, and he looked like not good. So
yeah. It just looked like his conditioning was off for how little time was left. But I found it interesting because I was watching, Nick Trigili's channel or something, and he didn't say anything about the conditioning. I'm like, dude, he basically was like, he looks better, but it's kind of a weird video. He's not really doing anything. But I'm like, do you not see his glutes? There's a layer of fat on him still.
It's not modern.
Yeah, no. So I'm like, either it was an old update and they're just messing with people, or he's not going to be quite ready. I'm not really sure. But,
well, he's trying to get into the gym in the middle of the night.
Probably a bad thing.
Bad sign.
Get 2 hours of cardio in the middle of the night. Oh my god.
Someone said that about the Olympia, how they saw him doing an hour of cardio on check-in day, and how that's like so unusual, which it's true. Usually it's not something you do unless you fucked up, right? You're trying to get some last minute water weight off. Something's happening, because usually check-in day or, leading up to your competition day, you're taking it easy. Pretty much your work is done. So to see an Olympian doing an hour of cardio, like the day of check-ins, or maybe it was like the morning of the show or something weird like that. It was very weird. Then something's a little off. So if he's doing that again, questionable. Yeah. So
we'll see.
Yeah.
Who's your pick for top 3?
Me or Seth?
Either.
Well, Derek was.
The guy who's not competing is definitely making top 3.
And I'm sticking to it.
I would say I really like Samson. Like I really like his physique. I would love for Sean to be top 3, just because, short king represent, and he's kind of, I feel like, the underdog, and I'm always here for an underdog. I will always root for Sean, whatever class he is in. So I would love to see him make top 3. Will he? I don't know, but I'm going to pretend, yes, I'm going to root for him anyways. So I'd be like Samson, Nick, and Sean. I wouldn't say, I don't know, they're my favorites, I would say, for this show. Will that come to fruition? I don't know. But I would love to see Sean anywhere in the top 5, really. Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be great to see. The guy just got heart.
Yeah. And I just think, like, he's got a great physique, he's got a tiny little frame, but it doesn't stop him. And when you think it's like, I feel like it's also a challenge for the judges to look kind of more, I don't know, to scale, right? Because they have to think, of course, this guy is like 5 foot nothing. But it has to be a challenge for the judges to try to be like, okay, this guy is only 175 pounds, but he's only 5 foot tall. This guy's 300 pounds, but he's like 6 something. So in their brains, like, I'm sure they have a way to be like, okay, but relatively they're about the same, so we're going to judge them that way. We're going to compare them next to each other. I don't know. I know that the bigger, taller guys are usually the ones to win, because it kind of gives your physique a more aesthetic look for your size. But Sean kind of beats the odds with that. I feel like he still has shape to him.
He's got a lot of waist. He's got a small waist.
Yeah. So it's like, to have as much size as he does and still be able to have a small waist, I feel like is pretty impressive.
Yeah, I agree. I feel like if he, I don't know, if Nick does much better with the gut that he's continuing to sport, that I don't think has really changed. Not that I was expecting it to between, Christmas and now. But if he does better, I don't know. I feel like every time it's like, okay, we're setting a precedent now. Are we caring about the X-frame, or are we just caring about how much lean tissue is on this human body? Because if it goes like that, then I feel like Sean won't do as well as, say, Nick. But I think that Sean is more aesthetic. But I think we all kind of lean towards classic elements anyway.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
Right. But I also think that like Arnold doesn't like Nick, and I know Arnold's not judging.
That's true.
And but I know he's not judging, but he's also the head honcho. You know what I mean? It's like, we'll see. I don't think Nick will win.
He's won it before, though. So
it's true. That's true.
Was that before or after? Oh, sorry. I was going to say, like, wasn't there a whole thing with, like, Arnold being like, fuck your freedom, and then a bunch of people freaked out about COVID, and then people were boycotting and stuff, and wasn't Nick a part of that?
I don't think he is part of that, but that was the thing for a second.
That was the thing, but because that was the year after, or the year of COVID is the one that Nick won, right? 2020 or 2021?
2021.
I think it's 2021 he won.
Yeah, he won 2020.
Because they canceled 2020.
Yeah.
Ooh, okay, yeah. And then he took off last year. The last Arnold. And then he broke up with his coach over it. And now they're back together and he's doing it. They're like, we won't make that mistake again. You can do it. Oh, man.
Well, they don't have to worry about putting size on Nick, so I guess that's one thing that they have going for him on...
I don't know where else he can add size because the more size... Like, I feel like his midsection...
He's so blown out.
Yeah, like, it would be unwise, I feel like, to put more size because that belly... I feel like people are downplaying his goddamn belly, and I'm just like, no, that is... You can't downplay it. It's pretty distinct, and he can probably hide it well on stage and hide it from the judges, but, we were there at the Olympia, and you could kind of see when they're turning, when he's facing the other direction, he's like a full 9 months pregnant. So
yeah, it's very like Thanksgiving. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's concerning as long as he can like hide it from the judges during the poses he needs to, I think he'll be fine. But, it's a thing.
I mean, when he waddles out later, it's just very, like Nick. But I was going to say, I know we talked about his leg veins and how it looked like maybe he'd had work done. Did you notice that they're back? Because I saw he was doing leg presses or something the other day, and I was like, those bitches are back. So I don't know if that's just me. If you guys noticed anything?
I think what I noticed was that, I think they might have stripped probably the safest ones away that they could, is what I'm assuming, because it's like right along his shin. I think it's his right leg. Those were the most distinct, I feel like. So he might have just been like, just take whichever ones you can that won't impact me negatively. That's what I'm assuming, because if you look at that leg still, it's still pretty flat, but only in that one spot. But if you look at his other leg, that was, I feel like, left untouched. Maybe it wasn't as bad. I'm not sure. But I wonder if he'll slowly try to get that, surgically repaired, especially after the Arnold's over. Obviously, he can't do anything right now. Or if he'll just leave it. But it is pretty fucking gnarly. Like, I like to just, try to ignore it, but it's real hard.
Yeah. That and it's one of the first things I notice, and it's very like that dude is a paper cut away from like someone having to call 911. It is,
dude, right?
Can you imagine having to shave for tan?
Oh.
Shaved. He's year round. I don't know how he's doing it. His girl's maybe doing it or something. They're like, okay.
She's just hoping they have a life insurance policy on him,
right? She's like, I'll do it. It's like, it's so bad that even Arnold, when he competed, started talking about how unsightly his leg veins were. And it's like, gosh, Arnold, calm down. You've definitely not been in the loop. It's a sensitive topic, man. Just leave it be. I
feel like that's where the Arnold Nick beef started, was making fun of his veins, and then he wouldn't shake his hand on stage.
Yeah.
And he missed congratulating him.
Yeah, which is a little bizarre. Nick is a little,
he's a polarizing character, but he's not really done anything. He's just young and stupid.
Yeah, I think that's the thing, is that, I think Nick's probably deeper than he comes across, because most bodybuilders have some shit, right? You don't bodybuild unless you got a massive chip on your shoulder, and, no one else that's normal wants to drive themselves into the ground with this shit. But, maybe he just has a harder time expressing himself, but he has talked a little bit about his past on certain podcasts, and I think he's had some sexual abuse in his past and some deep shit like that. So he's got more to him. He just is kind of your typical meathead bodybuilder, at least to most of the public. But I wouldn't be surprised if, as he got older and matured more, we got a little more personality from him. But it's still night and day between him and C-Bum, for example. C-Bum's very, basically everything he says, you can almost take to heart. It's like he very much so is kind of a shy, kind of quiet guy, but all the words he speaks always he speaks loudly, in the sense that it's always something that you can take away. It's always kind of wise and important, and people listen because it's good shit. Where Nick, it's like, I remember being at the Olympia, and C-Bum went up for his speech, and he gave this tearjerker speech. Everyone's kind of crying or pretending that they're not crying. And then Nick comes on here, like, cause he won the People's Choice Award right after C-Bum. The guy puts the microphone in his face and he's just like, "Can't hold this." And he was just like, "No."
He tried to pull it out of his hand.
Yeah, he's like, "No, you know the rules. I hold it," or something. He's like, "Okay." So he's not a speaker. Maybe he's got some social anxiety. I'm trying to like have some more, empathy for the man.
I remember he had like his big like t-shirt campaign about like Squirt Master, like, and he was showing like t-shirts that said Squirt Master. Like, so I don't know if there's a ton there. I mean, we can keep hoping. Maybe he'll mature, but like, I just don't know though.
When he comes out with his memoir that he wrote himself, he's like, "Yeah, yes, in my youth in Taiwan when I was."
Well, I must say though, him and C-Bum are inspiring in their own ways because,
yes,
C-Bum's got that kind of intellectual deep side to him, and it's very like, oh, I want to listen to him more because he's got some life advice I just want to take away from, And then I look at Nick and I'm like, you know what? He's actually so successful because he doesn't make decisions out of emotion. He's a very stoic man. So he's not thinking, I don't want to eat this because I don't feel like it. He's just like, get big, eat food. Like he's just like,
he's a caveman.
Yeah. So that's kind of where I came up with you know what? If I'm doubting myself or I'm not wanting to eat stuff, this is because I'm like, I'm making this decision. I'm getting caught up in my emotions. I need to be more on the Nick Walker side, not so much on the C-Bum side, where I'm sure he doesn't make a lot of decisions on emotions either. But I'm kind of just like, no, your emotions are getting to you. And that's where Nick can kind of come in and inspire me there. But that's about it.
Well, and to back off of my like mean Nick comments, like I do think Nick is impressive in the fact that he did overcome shit when he was young, and he's like blindly follows his dream. Period.
Yeah.
Like regardless of what anybody says to him, he's just very tunnel vision and he can put in the work, which I think is really impressive to be like, no, I don't give a fuck what you care. I don't care that you think I look like a fridge. I'm still going to be a champion. Like, okay, dude, do it. And he's like manifesting his own life out of sheer willpower. I feel like, to be honest, like he doesn't have the genetics for like, not to say like, yes, he does have like he has muscle building genetics or whatever, but like he doesn't have the shape that most bodybuilders do. He doesn't really have the upbringing that most bodybuilders do. Like, so it is inspiring in its own way for sure. So I don't want to take everything away from Nick. I just don't know. He's like about as deep as a puddle, I think.
Gotta get that last.
Well, I mean, to like kind of piggyback off of that, it's, Nick was an underdog at some point, and I always love an underdog story, but it's like he was an underdog without the underdog mentality. He was like always a champion in his head. And that's why he didn't listen to anyone, because when you look at his old photos, he does this photo sometimes where he shows like his first show to now. Oh my God. I would have been an asshole. I would have been like, this guy is never going to make it. He is delusional. He should stop now. But luckily, he didn't. I'm sure people told him that. And now look at him, competing in the Olympia.
Woke up one day like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
And he does like I do feel like he thinks he's making the best decision every time he makes a decision. And I don't think he really lives with regrets, which I also really admire, because it really just seems like he flies by the seat of his pants. Everything's held together by will. It's not really a plan. He's just going. And it's like, you can get on board or you cannot. He's like, but the train's already gone. So
yeah,
there's a lot to be said on that.
Yeah. And he does portray an accurate portrayal of what it takes to, do what he's doing or be where he's at. He doesn't, tiptoe around it. He's said before he basically lives like a monk. You train, you eat, and you sleep, and he doesn't really have a social life. And it's just like, that's reality when you're that tier of bodybuilding. And I think a lot of people don't understand that. They get into bodybuilding thinking they're gonna do it for the girls or get it and have all these friends and have a social life because you get muscles and shit. And it's like, nah, unfortunately, the more muscle you have, the less social life you have.
So, I don't know.
Anyways.
They're just two very different flavors of bodybuilder.
Yeah, but that's the beauty of bodybuilding is like there's so many flavors. It's like a Baskin Robbins.
So many different kinds of meathead.
Yeah. Oh man,
love it.
I feel like if Nick Walker was a flavor of ice cream, he would probably be, I would say, either just plain chocolate or maybe like Rocky Road.
I would have said that. I was gonna say he'd be straight up vanilla.
I'd say Rocky Road because of his legs, but
yeah.
And the razor bumps. I'm sorry, man. I know you're not listening.
No, I get. That's kind of where it came from because it was just like, I always hate the fucking nuts in Rocky Road. I just want the marshmallows and the chocolate. The nuts just they ruin it for me. They always have. I've never been into nuts, just my own. So,
ladies and gentlemen,
no one's listening still.
I know they dropped off. It's fine. Maybe Des. No, probably not.
I think maybe like a nice little like vanilla sherbet in some 7-Up with a couple gummy worms.
That's very specific.
So specific.
Yeah.
Maybe I do.
I feel like if anyone was vanilla, I would feel like maybe Derek's a little vanilla because he's just very straight laced. Personality wise, not very interesting. But he's very religious.
Vanilla.
So
vanilla made with holy water.
Please, yes. I was like someone's aunt. Someone's aunt, so I don't have to.
What would Jesus eat? It would be vanilla ice cream for sure. So
you're adulterated.
Now that we went on that tangent, sorry, that was my fault.
I'll edit all that out. Don't worry.
That goes the whole podcast.
Yeah, you're just gonna get rid of it. So outside of the Arnold and all that stuff, Olympia and everything, we were going to talk a little bit about something else, Kel.
Oh, we were going to do a preview for the lab.
Oh yes, we could do that. So a new month is coming, essentially, for the lab. Every month we launch a new challenge and we update workouts, stuff like that. So basically, if you're someone who's wondering what the lab is all about and what it consists of, we figured we could give y'all a little preview. Should we do that now, or what do y'all think?
I'm good with it. I think this. So if you're on Apple Podcast or Spotify, please take this time to mosey on over to YouTube.
Yes, we can also do video for Spotify, but it takes forever to upload video to Spotify, unfortunately. But yeah, so I will do a little share of what the whole lab website kind of consists of. I have not done this before, so excuse me if this is incorrect. Can y'all see?
We can see it.
Okay, so this is the lab. Welcome. This is the first little screen you'll see, whether you're a member or not. But I am logged in, so I get to give y'all a sneak peek of what the members get to see. All this stuff, I'll let you check out these tabs on your own because you don't have to log in to do this. But challenges. So for this month, for example, we did Foundations February, and we did, I'll just read this little thing right here. So We went back to foundations, and we basically did a challenge consisting of walking, sleep, water, veggies, and protein. We had a little step tracker challenge that was fun that we'll probably be doing for next month as well.
Spoiler alert.
Oh, yep. So hopefully, if you're listening, no one is, but if you're listening, you got a spoiler. So this is the lab report. This is basically just the lab's announcement, and savage. Okay. So this is our little news thing, and it tells you a little write up for things sometimes, because we did a step challenge, so gave you the benefits of walking, because we want you to know why you're doing what you're doing. Fitness, we got the workouts here, so we separate our workouts by home workouts or gym workouts, and they're done by different splits. Here's a little kind of workout PDF information of, giving you some info about some of the terms and everything you might need to know for the workouts. Nutrition, we could go so we got a macro calculator. So if you want to calculate those macros, we got that for you. Recipes, we got a cookbook for you, and nutrition guides. So this is something you can go through, and it's basically all you could ever need to try to figure out your macros and get your nutrition on point. Other resources, we got the store. Whoops. That's probably, can you see that? Okay. Mm-hmm. Okay, didn't think so. So we got the store, we got the community, which is the Facebook page for everyone to communicate, and podcasts. Yeah, so basically the Facebook page, I won't go and show everyone due to privacy issues, but that is usually where the fun is at, where you get to talk amongst other people. We do weekly lives in there and answer all your questions. And yeah, so that's about the gist of it. Remember
that this is just the first version, so we're still building this community. It's still changing. So it's kind of your chance to get in on the floor level, help us build something for the community. That's going to be a lot of fun and keep everybody accountable.
Yeah. And, so far it has been fun, doing the challenges. I think it's, something about this time specifically, or time of year. I was just talking to Cal how we're in a little bit of a transition between seasons, where it's not quite spring, not quite winter, all the holidays have passed. There's not really anything or reason for it to be cold, because it's like holidays, you're like, ooh, seasons, Christmas, it's fun and cozy. Then when those are over, you're like, all right, this is just kind of shitty. So between this period, I feel like between January and March, there's this dip of motivation for many folks. So it's actually a pretty good time to join up for accountability. You got other people maybe having the same struggles, and little healthy competition. So if you're struggling, just saying, join us, might help.
Cool. Well, I think that's a lot of what we wanted to cover today. You guys doing anything? Do you guys have any fun March goals that you're going to try to be working for?
Yes. How about you?
Do you want to share them, or you just want to keep them undercover?
I definitely want to keep my 10K step streak going. I've been able to hit it every day this month so far. So hopefully I won't mess it up on the last day of the month. But I would like to keep that going. Just the same, no stones unturned, because I'm hoping to, start prep in July. So I've just got, I don't want to leave any stone unturned or have some wiggle room. I don't want to get lax. I want to be able to step on the stage next fall, feeling like I did everything within my control. And it's just, I know I won't be happy if I don't have that feeling. So that is basically my biggest goal, is to just focus on what I can control, make sure I'm not giving myself too much leeway or, bargaining with myself with things. I want to just pretend basically I am on prep right now. I am. So I'm just like, I'm on prep. That's it. Going hard. How about you guys?
Love that. Go ahead, Seth. What's your goal for March?
And the reason I looked so excited to answer the question is I thought you were going to ask, you guys got any plans for this weekend, even though it's Monday tomorrow? Because my birthday is this coming weekend, and we're going axe throwing, which is one of my favorite activities. I'm better at that than bowling, thank God. And then hopefully see some humpback whales and shit. And because we didn't see them last time, and that's not what you asked, but now you know that. I'm
excited. What day is your birthday?
That's PAI. No, it's okay. it's whatever
March.
year that could be. You could probably guess. I'm at least 40 with this hair. So anyway, you guys are bald too. I can't make fun of being bald, guys. It hurts everybody's feelings.
Cal's not technically bald. He just
shaved his head.
That's pretty metal though. Like that's very alpha of you. Be like, hey, I have a full head of hair, but fuck it. And it looks good.
My barber moved away, so
it's cheaper.
Here I am.
See, that's kind of, be careful, because if you try to grow it back and then it doesn't, then you'll be like me, because I shaved it off because of COVID, and then I tried to grow it back and it was gone. I tried and I was like, no.
I don't go down to the nakedness. I go to the 5 on my beard trimmer.
Yeah, your time will.
I think if if you shave it and it doesn't grow back, chances are it was already falling out.
It's a sad reality. But goals. So something that I'd share with people, because I haven't talked too much about life after competing in my transformation show, is adjusting into going from like controlled starvation into a long recomp / bulk, or what have you, going into a long bulk. I think most people, myself included, you can tell yourself that you're prepared for that mindset shift, but in reality there is no mindset shift. There shouldn't be, because the minute you start relaxing is when you'll get fat again. You're like, I have 2 years to do it, and it's awful, because you just end up sabotaging yourself. But the last month I've been good. Christmas I really went to town. I went home and was like, what can I get up to? Instant regret, because I think my check-in pictures after Christmas, I was like, oh no, I can see a difference. And that's why you say keep it to a day. I kept it to a week, but that will do damage. I think people think what is a day? What's a week but 7 days? Yes, but if you're eating 6,000 to 7,000 calories every day of Christmas food, you're gonna put on, your body's gonna be like, oh, man, after you starved yourself for 3 months or however long, we're gonna pack that shit away. So here we are, but it's going well now, because I've adjusted my mindset into it's a work in progress, because it's not the same every day, but just that mindset of you need to treat this the exact same way you were treating prep, because if you don't, you'll fuck up. At least for me. It's all or nothing.
Out of control.
Yeah.
Nice.
How about you, Cal?
So I'm still growing, because I have been bulking for an endless amount of time, which is more fun than dieting, so I can't complain. But yeah, I was really struggling for a bit, in February, head-wise, having some self-confidence issues, but I'm back on track, feeling pretty good nowadays. Had a really good last week, so I'm just hoping to keep it on rolling. So I'm kind of more of I like to think of it more as a workhorse as opposed to a prep mindset. It helps me a little bit, because prep very much has an inline for me, which Cody remembers me diving off that pool as soon as I was off stage, of ice cream and candy and cookies. And so for me, I have to think of it and like kind of just put my head down and go, as opposed to like thinking, because I feel like for me, prep, especially of what I remember of it, was very sprinty feeling, like felt like a sprint, and this very much feels like a marathon. So that's kind of where I'm at. But yeah, I think otherwise I don't really have like particular goals, physique wise. Just keep pushing the weights as high as they can.
Yeah, perfect. Yeah, I think
30 pounds of muscle in a month.
Yes. I'm just gonna. Well, my year-long goal that I'm still chugging along to is to get into an extra large T-shirt and fit well. So that's my current.
That's a good
keep working towards that.
Yeah, that's a good one for sure. So, should I do the power talk?
Let's hear it.
All right. So, this power talk, actually is from Kobe Bryant. Just because, I've been listening to a lot of his stuff lately because, well, I wasn't a fan because I'm from, Northern California. Well, technically from Southern California, but live in Northern California. Became a Kings fan, and Lakers and Kings are rivals, right? Ever since. Sorry, what was that? So, they had this one point where they're in the playoffs, and it was like Game 7, and there was just some shit that went down, and ever since then, it's always been this Lakers Kings thing. Anyways, so I didn't really like Kobe. I think I kind of misjudged him a lot. My family was Lakers fans, so they still kind of didn't like him though, because he has this like arrogance about him. He's a ball hog. He doesn't really ever pass. But anyways,
he's dead now, so be nice.
he's dead now, so that's why I like it. No, I'm just kidding. But
we're gonna get canceled this one episode.
Yeah, we are. It's okay. But I've been watching a lot of his stuff lately and realized that I have misjudged the man. So I like a lot of what he says. I really like his passion and his work. What's it called? Ethic. So I pulled this one from him, and here it goes. All right. So I have self-doubt. I have insecurity. I have fear of failure. I have nights when I show up at the arena and I'm like, my back hurts, my feet hurt, my knees hurt. I don't have it. I just want to chill. We all have self-doubt. You don't deny it, but you also don't this is a big word. Capitulate to it. You embrace it. So I liked that, obviously, just because, I struggle with self-doubt. It's probably why I started watching his shit. Insecurity is self-doubt. We all have it. But the biggest thing is just not letting it rule your life. So it's just kind of good to know that even people like Kobe Bryant, everyone at the top also has these moments. The biggest difference is they just don't listen to it. And it kind of falls under the line of, don't believe everything you think. Because, our brains like to lie to us all the time. Tell us we're pieces of shit. Tell us we can't do something. But the reality is we don't know until we try. And it doesn't matter if you fail, then you know. Then you have more answers. So being afraid of failure, it shouldn't be a thing, because more than anything, failure is just a teacher. So, yeah, that's it.
Love it. That was a good one to end on.
Thanks, Kobe. Rest in peace.
R.I.P.
I don't know. Sorry, guys. It's we just like to laugh at awkward. Really, we're the guys that laugh at a funeral, like that song.
Yes. Oh, yeah.
Chickadee China, the Chinese chicken. All right, now that I'm old as fuck.
Yeah, you don't.
Am I the only one that knows that song? Please tell me.
No, the Bare Naked Ladies. I know that song.
Okay, thank you. All right, so I guess yeah. Well, you're not, but we are. So
All right, till next time, y'all.
All right, peace out.
Bye.